I'm gonna have to start that over again because it just went out. Pika, did you see that? Did you see the screen go out? Huh? You saw that? Mm-hmm. What you think? What you think, baby? Um, what I was speaking about was character. Nobody's up here right now because my live got cut off. But me, as an individual, I just keep going. I don't know what happened to the last video, so I'm assuming I have to start over again. What was I saying? If I start all the way over, then I started with a quote that came from John Wooden, okay? It says, be more concerned with your character than your reputation, because your character is what you really are, while your reputation is merely what others think of you, okay? Or they think that you are. This is everything in your life, including manners and personality. It should all be in line with the purpose of your Creator, to make this world a better place to live in. Thus, proper character, values, and traits are extremely important, not to mention relevant in daily lives of every human being. Even in most cases, we unfortunately neglect them. People are not taught character. I'm going to wait for a few minutes for people to get back on. What's wrong, baby? What? What are you looking at? Are you looking at the screen? Are you looking at me? Okay. Nobody's up here, but I'm just going to continue because I don't know what happened to the last live. It just cut off. So, where I had stopped at was a person with good character. When to say a person has good character, even to admire a person's character, does not require that they are. Amanda, I don't know what the heck that was. I don't know what happened to the last live. It just blanked out. Pika saw it. Yep. Pika saw it. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Well, did you see anything happen? It just beep, went out. It might be boring to some, but it needs to be said. Because it's something that in this new year of June the 7th, when this will do came out, I believe Ogbe Otora, which is Ogbe on the right, Otora on the left. You have to be responsible for your character, okay? Iwa Pele. So when someone says someone has good character, we are expressing the opinion that his or her nature is defined by worthy traits like integrity, courage. Yeah, it didn't. It just went out. Courage and compassion. People of good character are guided by ethical principles even when it is physically dangerous or detrimental to their careers, social standing, or economic well-being. They do the right thing when it costs more than what they want to pay. No one is born with good character. It is not a hereditary trait. It isn't determined by a single noble act. Not just one. It has to be a pattern. Character is established through moral values, not by lofty or just good intentions. Another way of saying that is character is ethics and action, and it has to be something that is repeated. It has to be over and over and over. It can't just be, okay, well, I'm going to be good today. I have good character today. Tomorrow, I'm not going to have good character. Does that mean that you can't cut up? That does not mean that you can't cut up. You can cut up. But in the way that you treat people, in the way that you act, the way that you target individuals, and with your mouth, that is bad character. It stinks. It makes you wrinkle. It makes you ugly. It makes you sick. In E5 theological thoughts, good character is regarded as the most important above any kind of success. This is what also brings you wealth. Any achievement without good character, such achievement will definitely be lost to another person. That is why is it important to thrive or strive to have good character on theological. To ascertain this, we will find this in the Odu Okbe Otura. Now that is why I'm bringing up this teaching, because this is the reading of the year, this Odu. So to say it in the English translation, this Odu says, if we strike gong against a calabash, that which we are looking for is character, the good character. If we strike gong against a rope, that which we are looking for is character, the good character. If we strike ragba against the rock, that which we are looking for is good character. This was Ifa's revelation to Orunmila when he was going to marry Iwa. Iwa is Iwa Pele. Iwa is the good character. Okay? So Iwa meaning character. The princess of Opa Leo Ajori. Okay? He was advised to offer Ebo. Alara, where will you be able to find Iwa, which Iwa means character? For me, Iwa, what we seek is Iwa, good character. Ajero, where will you be able to find Iwa? For me, what we seek is Iwa, good character. Owa Rangun, where will you be able to find Iwa? For me, what we seek is Iwa, good character. If one is wealthy without good character, the wealth belongs to someone else. That which we are looking for is character, good character. If one is blessed with a spouse without good character, the spouse will belong to someone else. That which we are looking for is character, which is good character. If one is blessed with children without good character, the children belong to someone else. That which we are looking for is character. If one is blessed with houses, many houses without character, the house will be belonging to someone else. That which we are looking for is character, good character. If one is blessed with all good things of life without character, all the blessings will be belonging to someone else. That which we are looking for is character, which is good character. So these are the theological thoughts from the Odu Ogbe Alara or Ogbe Otura. We must know that good character is more important to live a meaningful life. As put forward earlier, no one is born with good character. It is not a hereditary trait, and it isn't determined by a single noble act. We must continue to strive toward perfection when we live. That does not mean that we are going to be perfect, because no one is going to be perfect. It doesn't mean that we're not going to have days that we are upset. But if we are going to be acting ridiculous, and uncivilized all the time. That is bad character. And what Oludumare is looking for, Oludumare meaning God, what Oludumare is looking for is Omoluabi. Omoluabi is someone that has good character. Okay? So, when we're speaking about good character, we're speaking about the ethics of the person, how the person acts, how the person reacts to other people, how the person interacts with other people, what the person does for their community, how the person uplifts other people. If you are someone that is always tearing someone down, that is not Iwa Pele. That is bad character. That will not go unpunished. Understand. Everything has a consequence, and there is such thing called as karma. Okay. There is such thing called as karma, how you treat people. I don't care what you are going through. If you are going through something and you are healing and you are hurting, the worst thing that you can do is take it out on the next person. If it's something that someone has done to you that is a specific color, you don't take it out on the next person. Because in this year, predominantly this year, Ifa is warning everyone to stop judging, to pull back from reacting so much in a bad way, because you have people that are watching you, especially if you are a leader. Okay, so there's many people out here that are tearing down Ifa priests, Abarishas, Olarishas, Ifa priests, high living standard priests of communities. And they're tearing them down and they're spreading lies on them. These will be corrected this year for the ones that have good character. Good character also means to always tell the truth, to be honest. Now, one thing about what people don't understand about priests is when you come to us and say we're dealing with a couple or we're dealing with a family issue, it is not our place to tell you your spouse's secrets. Okay? No matter what we know about them, that is their business. That is not our business to tell you, because that is between them and God. Because what I want you to understand is that when they transition from this earth, they are held accountable for what they've done on this earth when they go to the sky world. You worrying about what they're doing, when you get up to the sky world and you face Oludumare is not going to ask you about what they have been doing. Oludumare is going to be asking you about what you were doing. So you are responsible for self. You are responsible for the way that you carry yourself. I don't care how much trauma happened to you as a child or as a teenager. You are responsible for the adult in you, not the child. We are not children. And this is not high school. Are you finished? What are you I'm putting you up. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Let me put, because he's popping his little jaw. I know he is going to fly out of that cage because I didn't even close the door. But do you understand what I'm saying about character? It's very important. It is almost like becoming wealthy. You cannot have anything without having good character. And I'm seeing a lot of bad character. Okay. Iwa Pele actually means doing the right thing, not out of the desire for reward or fear of retribution, but simply because it is the right thing to do. To Ifa and Orisha tradition, good character is Iwa Pele. Okay? From this perspective of Ifa and Orisha theology, the term Iwa Pele is derived from two Yoruba words. Iwa is character, Pele is calmness or gentleness. So let's discuss a set of good behavior or character that is approved by Olodumare and is expected that every human being should act according to these set of characters so that the whole world will be in a peaceful coexistence. Iwa Pele goes beyond the literal Yoruba translation of the words that mean gentleness or characters. According to the Ifa sacred scripture, Iwa Pele are virtues like patience, truth, honesty, humility, dedication, perseverance, obedience, benevolence, knowledge, and understanding. Okay? So, the concept of Iwa Pele, according to Ifa and Orisha tradition, is also an act of avoidance and discouragement of negative human behavior like anger. I mentioned a long time ago, and I don't know if you guys were following me at that point, is anger is only temporary insanity. That means that you are on the brink of insanity. You are having a breakdown. That is what anger is. Okay? It's not good for your body. Anger is the number one thing to avoid to have Iwa Pele, according to Ifa and Ogbi in the Odu of Ogbiyanu, also known as Ogbe Ogunda. So that would be Ogbe on the right, Ogunda on the left. Similar negative character like pride, envy, greed, selfishness, wickedness, hatred, intolerance, and other negative actions should be avoided. So the ability to do right things in relation to your fellow human beings, according to Olodumare, will is known as Iwa Pele, according to Ifa and Orisha cosmology. Your ability to avoid any act of negative behaviors in relation to your fellow human being is known as Iwa Pele. Some practicing Babalaos or Orisha devotee may think that what is this that Babalao? Okay, so what is this that a Yanifa or a Babalao is saying when they're saying this? But we have heard that Iwa Pele simply means gentle character. With due respect to people who hold such belief about Iwa Pele, the concept of Iwa Pele, according to Ifa and Orisha cosmology, goes far beyond patience, obedience, humility only. Each of the virtues of Iwa Pele that I just mentioned all have an Odu Ifa given to credit, to back me on it, to be explained as well. There are, I want to say there are four cardinal traits of Iwa Pele. These four is the foundation on which the others are based. So there is an Odu Ifa that goes, I'm going to read it so I don't get it misconstrued. I don't want to take away from any word or add to it. Annoyance or anger brings profit to no one. Extreme anger does not provide solutions to a dispute. Patience is the best thing for human virtue. The elder that is patient would get all his heart's desire. Such kind of an elder would have longevity in life. They would enjoy the steadfastness. They enjoy Ifa benefits as if they were eating honey or sweet things. Cast Ifa divination for an elderly Islamic cleric with elaborate clothing. On the day that he was going to leave his wife behind in Ile-Ife and engage on a voyage of learnings. This Odu Ifa is about an older man who is an apprentice under the teachings of Orunmila, but is also Muslim in Ile-Ife. Okay, so he have learned all the necessary knowledge to become a competent Babalawo from Orunmila, ranging from Dida Owo, using the Pele, the divining chain, using the Inkin, which they call Ote Ile, to mark on the divination chain. Also, the conduction of sacrifice, which can be Ebo Riru. It happens one day that he heard of a certain language from the north that he wished to intend to learn. He informed Orunmila that he wants to embark on a journey to seek more knowledge. Okay? So, Orunmila said that it is okay. But when are you going? He said, tomorrow. Orunmila said, see me before you go, so that I can give you some tips that will be of immense benefit to you. The retort just tell me now. Orunmila said until tomorrow. When he got home that day, he prepared his needs for the journey like he packed, and bid his family farewell, and said, tomorrow I will be on my journey. At the cock crow, by that means that's like early morning. He went straight to Orunmila. Orunmila now asked him, how long will it take for you to come back? The man said, 16 years. Because the voyage to that place alone is 1 year. So what about the instructions you intend to give me that you promised me it would be immense benefit to me? Well, Orunmila said, well, while you are on this voyage, do not walk in the stormy wind. The man retorted, you could have simply told me yesterday instead of delaying to me today to not walk in wind. The man retorted, you could have told me yesterday, so instead of telling me today, you could have told me this yesterday. Orunmila replied, relax. You will know how important this is in your future. The man said, okay. Can I embark on my journey now? Orunmila said, no. You still have to come back tomorrow for another tip. The man said, Baba, why can't you tell me everything it is that you need to tell me right now? Orunmila insisted on his coming back the second day. Now, mind you, this man was already packed. He was ready to go on his voyage. He listened to Orunmila. He returned the morning of the second day, fully prepared to embark on this journey that day. He presented himself to Orunmila. He said, I am here for the tips that you said that you would give me today before I leave. Orunmila said, okay. Orunmila said, don't swim or paddle a canoe in a full river. The man said, but this is similar to what you told me yesterday. You would have just told me everything at once. He said, okay, I have heard you. Can I embark on my journey now? Is that all? Orunmila said, no. Come back tomorrow for the rest. The man reluctantly goes home that day. He came back early in the morning on the third day. He said, I am here for the rest of my instructions. Understand, he's frustrated at this point. Orunmila told him, don't strap any sharp instruments on you when you are returning home from your journey. The man said, I have heard you in all of this. Okay? Is that all? Orunmila said, nope. Come back tomorrow. The man was so perplexed and confused that he left some of his belongings for the voyage at the doorstep of Orunmila's home. including the gourd of water for the journey. When he got home, he felt discouraged to embark on the journey. But for his wife, who encouraged him to go back to Arumala, his master, for the rest of the instructions, for Arumala doesn't make mistakes. But on this fourth day, unlike previously, he normally came early in the morning. He came late in the afternoon. He greeted Arumala. Arumala said, "You are here for the rest of your instructions." He said, "Yes." Arumala said, "You must not engage on impulsive anger on the same day that someone makes you angry." That man retorted, "But Baba, instead of this unnecessary delay of this information, you would have just told me all these 4 points at once. And moreover, the last instruction you gave me, I don't see it as a relevancy with my journey of what I'm doing." He said, "Anyway, thank you. I don't expect to go again today before. Is there any more instructions for me to have to come back tomorrow, or is that all?" Arumala replied, "Yes, well, that is all. You can embark on your journey." And he was happy. He went to embark on his journey the same day, taking all of his belongings and his gourd of water, and he previously left at Arumala's door. He bid his family farewell and his friends farewell. 3 moons later, this means 3 months, 3 months later, after his departure from Ile-Ife, he was under a big tree resting one afternoon. The atmosphere began to change, meaning a windstorm was coming. He thought if the stormy wind eventually ended up into rain, he would be drenched under the tree. So he said, "Well, let me quickly run to see if I can find a nearby village and get shelter there before I continue my journey." But then he remembered immediately the first instructions that Arumala gave him, that were not to walk in the stormy wind. He said, "Let me heed warning, because everything he has ever said to me has always happened as predicted." But when he was still under the tree, some other travelers met him there, and they implored him on the journey with him, their horse in the storm, to avoid to be drenched by this rain. He said, "No, my master Arumala has advised me not to travel in the storm." The travelers mount their horse and leave him behind. He mourns, if not for Arumala's instructions. "I would have traveled along with this horseman, apart from being drenched from the rain. They would have served all my traveling companions." Not quite long after the storm stopped, there was a rainfall that fell. He used the palm fronds to cover his head. He was drenched a little bit. When the rain stopped, he started to continue his journey. He said, "I will walk fast and see if I can catch up with them in the next village where they will rest for the night." He had not walked long before when he met the corpses of the body of the traveler who implored him to travel with them, and their horses falling 3. They all died, all 3 of them. He was afraid. He paid homage to Arumala and Oludumare. He said, "I said, it is this man's words that came to pass." So it was basically Arumala saved him from that one, that one thing that he told him not to do. He said, on the 6th moon, this is 6 months later on the journey, there was a heavy rain. The river that he was to cross was overflowing. So some anxious travelers thought that they arrived together at the bank of the river. They advised him to let him swim across or engage the service of the canoe man to paddle across. But he replied, "I will wait till the next day when the water subside. I will walk across with my leg. My master has said I should not swim or paddle across a flooded river." The traveler laughed at him and said, "You are insane. You are crazy." So they left him at the bank of the river and entered the boat. But on getting in the middle of the river, there was more flood and the canoe capsized, means turned over, and they all died immediately. On the second day, the river subsided and the man was able to continue on his journey. Seeing the remaining corpses of those co-travelers, he gives thanks to Oludumare. Okay. He got to his destination and he stayed there in a different sphere of knowledge for like 16 years. He was in training. Then he begins to pack his belongings to the journey back home to Ileife. He packed all of his belongings, including his piercing tool. That was another lesson. But after crossing the river where some people died when he was coming from in the first place, he quickly remembered that the third instruction that Orunmila gave him was to throw away all his piercing tools from his journey on the way back home. So he throws all his piercing tools and weapons inside the river, for he thinks he would have died long ago if he didn't heed the second instructions. After 12 moons, this is 12 months now, he journeys back to Ife Odeye. He enters lately in midnight, so he headed straight to his house. So he entered the house without knocking or greeting anybody. You could have wondered, what is this girl talking about here in this story? How could he enter his house without midnight, without knocking? The door or window would have been bolted or locked. But you must have this in mind. In ancient times, under discussion, a house was not roofed with iron sheet nor padlock. A house then was only built from palm frond, leaves, and rafter. In short, he entered the house, seeing his wife sleeping on a mat with a full-grown man sleeping beside her. He was extremely angry. He was pissed. He said, I said it. Women are so unfaithful. I just traveled for some years. See, now she's even bringing a man to sleep with her under my roof. Maybe she thinks I have died or I am no longer coming back. Then he looked around for his piercing tools so that he can kill both of them. But he threw them into the river on his way back home. On the instructions of Orunmila. Then he quickly goes to the kitchen to fetch a pestle. He wanted to hit the man sleeping beside his wife with it. But then he remembers Orunmila's instructions where he should not engage in impulsive anger on the same day of his anger. So no matter what happens, it will soon be morning. I am not leaving here. I am going to kill him with this mortal. But unfortunately, he slept off at the door entrance. His wife woke up before him. She greeted him and demanded him why was he sleeping at the front entrance. Instead of coming inside to sleep with them, he replied, don't greet. Tell that concubine of yours inside to come and see my face, because I am going to kill him today with this pestle, you shameless woman. The woman just started laughing. The man sleeping on that mat beside me is your son. I have become pregnant before you embarked on your journey 16 years ago. But due to the anxious of your journey then, I didn't bother to tell you so I don't negatively affect your journey. So if I didn't exercise obedience, patience as instructed by Orunmila, so would I have killed my own son out of jealousy or annoyance. I am so sorry, he said. Yes, it is true. An elder that is patient will possess all things, including riches, long life, children, good wife, etc. He gave thanks to Oludumare and Orunmila for having following the teaching of Iwa Pele. but the concept of Iwa Pele is just mainly for the benefit of that person involved. But Iwa Pele, as instructed by Oludumare and Ifa, goes way beyond that. That it involves doing good not only because of the reward you will gain, but doing it to others because it is the right thing to do. It is the result that is other branches that of a pillar of Iwa Pele. Benevolence simply means an act of being kind or helpful. It can involve an act of selfless generosity. So an act of doing good and kindness without an ulterior motive is recommended by Ifa. Benevolence is a sacrifice. It is not a thing that you do in your comfort zone. If you give people thing or kindness and expect to gain something back from it, then that is not benevolence, because there's no sacrifice involved. It is only Oludumare and all Irumole that can reward an act of benevolence. No man can give you a reward for your act of kindness. They can say thank you, but this comes from the Odu Ifa, Ogbe, Oshe. That is Ogbe on the right, Oshe on the left. It vividly points out that you must exhibit benevolence as a part of a pillar to an Iwa Pele so that peace and unity and progress and stability can exist in this world. The Odu Ifa makes it clear that good to be benevolent will receive all good and things in life from Oludumare. Okay? So, truthfulness is also an act of being honest and not telling lies. Saying things after which it is subject of verification or proof that remain constant and unchanging. People that tell lies, their story is going to change. This virtue is a part of a pillar of Iwa Pele expected of human beings, either Babalawo or Orisha devotee or any human, irrespective either race or religion. If Holy Scripture make it clear that being truthful and honest will make a human have full support of all Irumole deities, Oludumare, it will put you in the position of leadership. You will have a peace of mind and a clean conscience. The Odu that comes from is the Odu Oturo Ogunda. That is Oturo on the right, Ogunda on the left. Okay? So, there is a myriad of other pillars of Iwa Pele that space and time will not allow me to discuss in this short time spent with you. But just understand, try to keep in mind to have good character at all times. We must learn to stop reacting to everything. Sit back and observe it. See it for what it is. Do not get angry at the moment that you see it. I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking to myself. Don't get angry at the moment that you see it. Sit back, take it in, think about it. Wait until the next day. If it is something that you are going to be angry for 5 or 6 days from now, sure, handle it. But if it's something that you will be getting over, let's say within 10 years you can get over it, then let the anger go. Because that is also saving you from jail time or either untimely death. So that's all I have for you. That's all I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you share this video because I plan on it being public. Love you guys. You have a wonderful morning. And O Dabo.